And we head to South Africa now, where anti-graft watchdog has reopened an investigation into whether Barclays Africa Group benefited from an apartheid-era bailout. Now, a preliminary report by the country's public protector found that the apartheid government breached the constitution by supplying Bankorp, which of course was acquired by Barclays Africa unit, Absa, in 1992, with a series of bailouts from 1985 to 1995. Now, Barclays Africa could have to repay $166 million of the public protector's findings are upheld. A previous investigation in 2000 by a central bank appointed panel found that the loans were made to stabilise the banking system, and Absa shareholders did not derive any undue benefit. It recommended no further action be taken. Well, Angelo Coppola now joins us with an update on this situation. Angelo, as always, welcome to the show. Now, as we just heard there, the central bank did investigate this issue back in 2000. They found, of course, that shareholders did not derive any undue benefit from these funds. No further action was taken then. So what has changed now, Angelo?
Well, you'll remember that the SARB governor at the time was Tito Mboweni. He appointed the judge, he set the terms of reference, and then he found that no shareholder had actually benefited from that so-called Absa lifeboat. And that's the problem. Nearly 2 decades later, the issue was brought to the public protector's attention on a broader issue. The public protector is now saying that the SARB breached the Constitution and the Public Finance Management Act. So there's a governance concern and issue here. Then there's the prevailing mood in some quarters in politics and in black economic empowerment circles in South Africa at the moment. It's anti-white monopoly capital, and there's also a rallying against white big business, specifically those businesses that have benefited at the expense of the country, and more specifically around black people. So there's a mood swing, and the new public protector, based on the old public protector's investigations, has decided that there's a case for the SARB, the Reserve Bank, and Absa to answer for.
Well, Angelo, Barclays in London has pretty much kept mum on this issue, but of course it's in the process of trying to reduce its 50% stake in Barclays Africa. Could this affect the sale of that stake?
Well, that 166 million is not a small amount, and it's unlikely to have been provisioned for by Barclays Africa or by the group. The group, of course, thought that the matter had been closed some 20 years ago, and that was way before Barclays had actually stepped in and become a majority shareholder in Absa. Any interested parties or buyers, and this also includes South Africa's Public Investment Corporation, will be cautious now. The PIC, of course, you'll remember, manages the pension fund assets for the country's government employees here. It already has 7% and is looking for approval, ironically, from the Reserve Bank to up and buy another 31% of the group. So it's cautious times. People are waiting to see how this one plays out, Uchia.
And Angelo, if the case is upheld, Barclays Africa would have to pay about $166 million US. How will this impact, of course, the health of the bank?
Well, it is early days. It's a leaked report. Any timelines still need to be discussed officially between Barclays and the Reserve Bank and the Public Protector. The bank will no doubt challenge the report recommendations, including that payback of that 166 million. We're in for a really protracted process here, which will see the Public Protector, Absa, and the SARB in conversations. Barclays will want the matter solved very quickly, and of course for a fraction of the amount that's been recommended. The fact is, though, that Barclays Africa has a market cap today of around $11 billion, and that's today's share price value, which incidentally didn't react in any meaningful way to the leaked report. So the market seems to have brushed aside the report and any potential downsides.
Well, many thanks, Angelo, of course, for your insights. Angelo Coppola joining us there in Johannesburg.